Hello guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, my phone is low, so I'm gonna try to get this video off as fast as I can with the maximum effect. And what I'm trying to say here, a lot of us that are older out here are wondering, what has happened to, just the way humanity deals with each other and the way a lot of the prepubescent youth act nowadays. This story right here was sent in my email by one of my subscribers, Tony Booker. Shout out Tony Booker. And it's about this guy right here. This guy is or was a guy named Reggie Brown, 64 years old, out of Northwest DC, where this story takes place. This guy was physically handicapped and a recent cancer survivor. Ladies and gentlemen, this man was beat to death by 3 girls. Guess how old they were? One was 12 years old and the other 2 were 13 years old. Them, along with another assailant, chased this man into an alley where these young ladies stomped this dude's head in and recorded it on their phone, then celebrated after it was over. What the hell is wrong with us as people? These are children doing some of the most insane, savage stuff possible. It's like nowadays, everybody has a pit bull mentality. Go for the kill. Don't stop until their heart stops beating. What is wrong with us? This is a sick, sad story that left a lot of people hurt. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in the series, these couple 2 videos I'll show you. Take a look.
Good evening. In a 4.5-hour hearing here at D.C. Superior Court, prosecutors played a number of videos, including a cell phone video showing 64-year-old Reggie Brown being kicked and stomped. A video the detective in the case described as horrific and said as the girls walked away, they were in a celebratory mood. In this alley, just after midnight on October 17th, D.C. police say a man who has not been identified and a group of young girls brutally attacked 64-year-old Reggie Brown, who is described as being physically handicapped. In a juvenile court hearing today, D.C. Police Detective Harry Singleton testified a man in a blue coat first assaulted Reggie Brown by throwing him to the ground in the 6200 block of Georgia Avenue. Brown then got up and tried to get away, moving fast through the alley, followed by the unidentified man and a group of girls, including 2 13-year-olds and a 12-year-old. Brown's friend George tells News 4 he was stunned to hear 3 girls are allegedly involved in his friend's death.
That's rough. That's rough. They need to pay the penalty if they did it.
Detective Singleton also testified he could find no connection between Reggie Brown and the girls. They didn't know each other. He also said Mr. Brown never fought back and never defended himself. At D.C. Superior Court, Paul Wagner, News 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the first video that I wanted to show you. 3 girls was caught. 12-year-old was caught in a crazy way. She was shot in another incident that brought on her arrest. Now, these people have just been arrested this past month. This happened October 17th of 2023. So all these girls were at large. But think about this. 2 of them just turned teenagers, one of them 12 years old. The amount of violence that they weren't even numb to it to do it. Something's wrong out here. And you can't tell me there's something out here en masse that these young kids are ingesting, whether visually or audibly, that's making them feel this type of behavior is okay. This next video I want to show you is what what the family members of Reggie Brown said needs to happen to them kids. You tell me if this don't make sense. It's fair to me. Take a listen.
Tonight, 64-year-old Reggie Brown's family is outraged. The 3 girls who are accused of killing him are charged as juveniles. Tonight, we are bringing you closer to the scene. This is the alley where police say the 3 girls and another man who has not been identified attacked him. So sad because people in this neighborhood describe Reggie Brown as a peaceful guy who kept to himself. His family says that he recently battled cancer and he was frail. He was slow moving. He was the type of person that wouldn't harm a fly. Tonight, we're learning more about what Brown's family says happened the night he was murdered. His family says he was walking back to an apartment he shared with his sister when a man and the three girls randomly came across Brown and allegedly attacked him around 1 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday last October. You're now going to hear exclusively from Reggie Brown's two sisters about the new developments in this case. Why do you feel they should be charged as adults?
I feel as though they should be charged as adults because they knew what they were doing. They did adult things. They do adult things. They should be treated as adults.
Why should the parents be held accountable?
Because that's neglect. You should have your children at home getting ready for school at that time of night.
He was just quiet, a nice, polite person, didn't bother anybody. That's the type of person he was.
He's definitely missed. Now, a relative of the 12-year-old suspect tells me she lived with one of the 13-year-old suspects inside an apartment on the 500 block of Peabody Street Northwest, near where Reggie Brown was killed. Tonight, police sources telling me 4 armed suspects broke into the apartment early Friday morning. One fired 3 shots at the 12-year-old while she was sleeping. The suspects tussled and ran away. The 12-year-old was shot in the leg and survived. Now, police arrested the 12-year-old and the 13-year-old. The other 13-year-old was arrested the day before on Thursday. Now, we reached out to the Office of the Attorney General, and they say they cannot comment on why the 3 suspects are charged as juveniles. But generally speaking, under D.C. law, children who are under the age of 15 cannot be charged as an adult. In Northwest, I'm Shamari.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever wanted to know what it would be like if human beings were on an island and wasn't raised with no proper supervision or home training, you're seeing it now. You got 3 girls, little girls, kinds I talk about being victimized by grown-ass men on this channel, doing some of the most sickest, heinous stuff possible. You beat a handicapped man up and celebrated it. We lose the women, we lose the culture in this country. Told you that. Told you that. A lot of people sitting around here, oh, women are not protected. Who's going to protect women from themselves? Think about that. Why are these kids out here at that hours of night without no parental supervision to even do this type of stuff? Think about that. Why are kids out that late by themselves, unsupervised? Parents need to be charged, if you ask me. A lot of people need to be going because of this stuff right here. What happened? They not the only ones. They doing what they was allowed to do, and they've been doing it for so long, it's normal to them. Y'all remember The Walking Dead? TV show The Walking Dead? I caught on to that late, but I seen every episode. It was crazy because The Walking Dead, if you really looked at the whole thing, in a nutshell, it was never about those zombies. Because the longer the show went, it showed less zombies. It was about how the world would be when there was no order and people were fighting to keep order. The zombies wasn't what you was meant to worry about. It was the people. Any stranger at any time walking up on you was ready to take either your life or your belongings and don't care how you make it out after that. A lot of times they wouldn't take advantage of you. If you was a woman, they'd take your body. Even if you was a child, they'd do something to you too. There were people out there in that show running around eating people, hunting other people. Psychopath Central. Look what we're seeing right now. You cannot tell me we haven't lost control in this country with violence and crime. Seriously. You cannot tell me. And this whole thing is nationwide. You see it from the smallest town to the biggest city. Goofy shit all the time. Old laws ain't working. Police can only do so much. Then when they go over the top and grab and beat the shit out of somebody, people want to cry about it and shit, even though a lot of times motherfuckers is deserving that shit. That's the thing. You can't tell somebody from the sideline how to handle situations when they in the thick of battle all the time, and most of us won't even jump off and get on the field. This should have never happened. Those kids should have been home. What did the lady say? Them parents need to be charged too. What kind of kids is out there at 1 o'clock in the morning? At that age, I tell you who, juggernauts. And I told you, juggernaut real, juggernaut dangerous. Juggernauts made in America. And you're seeing it firsthand. Them them boys with the Peter Pan complex, these three girls are no different. Species name, Juggernautus, not give a fuckers. These are the next generation of people that are going to set this world on fire. And not in a good way. Because the babies these motherfuckers have, they already ain't trained. What you think these next generation going to be? No order. None. Stop letting rappers raise your children. Start monitoring what your kids see and hear. Stop trying to live your own life while having children you're supposed to put positive things into. Have a plan before you have a goddamn kid. We don't have it at all. Man, this is crazy. Can you imagine all the people out there that can't have kids and wish they had something that they can put something good into? You got motherfuckers that they can have spit babies out all the time and don't care nothing about them. And that's messed up. Every child that's born is a cute, innocent child. And they are what you put in them or allow to go in them. And what the fuck happened to these ones? Somebody failed them and it started at home. I don't want to hear shit about it. It started at home. That man was handicapped and they took advantage and beat him to death. Stop this head in. Young ladies. And laughed about it. That's not concerning to you. That's not concerning to anybody. This is the real fight. Just getting a grasp on the mental hold of us out here. You know, sometimes I'm 51 years old. I sit back sometimes and I'm like, man, you know, I'm glad I'm almost out of here because, man, if I was in my 20s, I'd hate to be somebody that young now because you don't know what the world's going to bring. It's like now the abnormal is normal. And if you say something against it, something wrong with you. May this man rest in peace and may his family find some justice. They don't want to charge them as an adult with the parent, with the Reggie Brown people say. No, fuck that. They did grown up shit, they need to be charged as adults. That's the problem. This justice system with a lot of other stuff, be it theft, certain type of robberies, it protects criminals. Stop coddling criminals. These young ladies were well aware of what they did, and they still did it. You was of sound mind when you did that barbaric shit. So your punishment should be sound. I don't give a fuck how young you are. I'm going to tell you why. Because a lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't do that. Well, if your granddad there with all that he overcame and they stumped his fucking head in like that, what would you say? Exactly. Shut the fuck up. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Justice for Reggie Brown. I'm out. Yeah. One more thing. I remember my granddad when I was younger. I seen a grown man punch the shit out of a boy, not in his face, but in his chest, knock him over the curb. The punch looked so violent, I thought he killed the boy. And I said to my granddad in the car, I said, I don't understand why he hit that. He was so big, why did he hit that boy like that, his son? My granddad said, I'm gonna tell you something. He said, when people jump up, when kids jump up and get in a man's face, a man will show you what men do. There's a difference between you at your age and me at my age. And God made it like that. It's my job to make sure that you are not put in a position where that happens to you. And it's true. Think about this. These children killed this guy, right? With their feet. Went home. Know they cleaned their shoes off and all of that stuff. Laughing and celebrating the whole night through, went home and didn't even lose sleep. Got up and went out and hit the street again, doing whatever it was they was. Think about it. 3 gunmen came in there and shot the 12-year-old up. What kind of shit was they in? And there's a lot of wild children out here that know more about life, killing, and crazy stuff than you and I at our age. How many times you came across a girl or a guy and they're a kid and they know more about sex than you do, or some crazy stuff come out your mouth where you're like, you too old to be knowing that. What's wrong with you? And they talk like they on your level. We got problems out here, man. For real. They didn't lose a lick of sleep after doing that to somebody. If you stomp somebody's head and you don't think that would have ran through your head continuously, where you like, damn, I feel bad. No remorse. If you don't have no remorse, man, you all gas with no brakes. And that's a definite problem. And that's scary. Nowadays, if you ain't got no type of gun or weapon or something like that in your house or something to protect yourself, you are just asking for it. Because I'm telling you, these wolves that are coming, they coming in packs. And you better be prepared. Because the storm that's coming, a lot of people going to get wet. It don't seem like nobody trying to put up shelter. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.